Hello! On today's episode, let's talk about Asian dick and Asian penises as seen by the American media. Something sad that I've noticed when I do a search on Asian, the keyword Asian on YouTube, is that there's a lot of views looking up Asian dick and small Asian dick sizes. Well, that's kind of sad, isn't it? It means that people are curious. People are wondering whether or not that is true. And young Asian males are probably being brainwashed by the media to think that they got small dicks, when in actuality it's just the norm. It's just the regular size. But if you know how algorithms work, you could probably pinpoint the source. And if you do a search for Asian dick on YouTube, you'll find it in the top 10. And there he is, Eddie Murphy from Delirious. My logic is that is how it got into the zeitgeist, is because Eddie Murphy was very popular at the time he did that comedy special. And you can pretty much pinpoint all the popular catchphrases from that show. Like, suck my dick, you know, Asians got a small dick, black people got big dicks. That's all from his show. So if Asians want to blame who started the stereotype, I'm pretty sure Eddie Murphy did it, because there were no references before that. Nobody started using that as an insult for Asians until Eddie Murphy came along and did that comedy special. So let's talk about it. Okay, what is the average penis size? The average person has about a 5 to 5.5 inch penis size when it's fully erect. Otherwise, when it's flaccid, it can be from anything from a size of a Tootsie Roll, the tip of your pinky, to whatever. You know, there's people who have really big dicks, but it's flaccid, so it's kind of like a hose. It just hangs there, but when it gets hard, it's the same size. I mean, that's just science. That's just anatomy. That's basic anatomy. So for all the young Asian men out there who are a little concerned, don't be. It's the norm. Your penis is okay as long as it's healthy, as long as you can still piss, as long as you can still procreate. It's okay. Don't let anybody else tell you how it should be. Because on the flip side, if a man uses it against you, I mean, they would be pretty curious, wouldn't they? Why would they want to know what your penis size is if they weren't interested? Just use that against them, right? And also, the reason in the porn why the white dudes' dicks are so big is because they have too much sex, or they get too much drugs to aid them in getting a hard-on. So that's why their dicks are all hard and muscular, like stabbing weapons. It's because they use it a lot. So it just means that those particular stars have a lot of sex. It doesn't mean that the average white man's dick's gonna be like that, you know, unless they were born with it, unless it was genetic. Same with black people. Chris Rock even confirmed it. The average black dude's dick's probably not gonna be big. It's the average size of everybody else in the planet. The only ones that have big dicks were the ones descended from slaves. And as Chris Rock has said, it was because they were bred like animals during the slavery days. You know, so like a bull or like a horse. Literally, this is not a racist thing. This is American history. They were bred like animals because they were the strongest and the biggest. So naturally, when you breed a human like an animal, they're going to have animal-like dicks. So that's where the stereotype came from, you know, because black dudes got big dicks is because of slavery. It's not because they're naturally born with it. It's just that Eddie Murphy had a big dick, and therefore he made a joke about it, and every black dude saw him as the bad boy, the cool guy. So they ran with it. Because otherwise, if you do the research, Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby, they never did that. And Richard Pryor never talked about having a big dick. He actually even talked about having a small dick, or his dick shrinking as he got older. So that's the origin. I'm pretty sure it's Eddie Murphy. You guys can blame Eddie Murphy. What else? Yeah, on the flip side, if a woman uses it against you, then the reality is the woman's vagina would have to be pretty big. But it's not. The reality is that it's not. It's the same thing. A woman's vagina isn't that deep. It's about 3 inches deep, 3 to 5 inches deep. I mean, from my personal experience, it's as deep as my finger right here. Now it's not that deep. So, my own personal member is bigger than that or longer than that. But if anything, a woman wants pleasure from is from your girth, the width of your member, not necessarily the length, because the length, the consensus from women is that they don't want something jamming them like that, jamming them and smashing their cervix and making them uncomfortable during intercourse. So it's more about girth. It's more about what you do with your other parts, with your mouth, your tongue, your hands, whatever, you know. It's all psychology. If you're a confident person, then dick size doesn't matter. You don't let people tell you that you're not a human being. You're not a sexual being. You have to prove that to yourself. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, in the rare occasion, there might be some Asian dudes that actually have giant tiger penises, but because they're more civilized and well-mannered, they probably won't boast about it. You know, they're probably out there hunting. You know, they're out there being preying on the females. You know, on the prowl, looking for tiger pussy. So don't get discouraged. Small Asian penis is just a popular cultural put down. Don't let that put you down. As long as you know where it came from, as long as you know the truth about it, everything else will be okay. Just go out there and be a player. All right? Peace.